Hey there, you've made it this far. You should be super proud of yourself. We only have 2 videos, this one and one more to start covering, and you are going to be a much more well-versed Excel professional. So if you've been following along, we've just sorted our information into different worksheets within the same workbook. And now I want to go through some formulas that are useful as we're going to continue to manipulate our data. So let me share out my screen here. If you haven't downloaded the workbook, feel free to go back a few videos or download it from the description and follow along. And so our last step that we just did is we broke out our gluten-free and all of our dietary restrictions into different worksheets. The first thing I want to do here is to make sure that our master data is non-filtered. So we have all of our information back here. And then I'm actually going to show you 2 steps: how to apply a formula that will count up all of our attendees, and then how to link formulas between different worksheets within the same workbook. To start, first things first, we need to add in a numbered row. Super easy to do. I'm going to right-click on the A column and insert 1 column to the left. It will create a new column for me, and I'm going to label this count. And then all I have to do is start to type 1, 2, 3. Don't type anything more. Sure, if we wanted to go down to 500 or whatever, we could label it ourselves, but Excel is smarter than that. So now we're going to highlight the 1, 2, 3, and we see that that box that we talked about in the previous video appears in our selection here. And I'm going to click on that green box, and I'm going to drag this down to the end of our data set, and that is going to give me through 193. What do you know? So super simple, easy feature to apply to our data set. I think this is just, I think there are actually numbers there, they're just not appearing. There we go. That will apply numerical numbering as long as you type in that 1, 2, 3. So super easy step. Back to our master, I'm actually going to add in a few columns above. And you're probably wondering what I'm doing, and you're going to see it in just a couple seconds. So insert, you can do it 1 at a time, or after you get a couple in there, you can actually insert as many as you want. And we're going to do our summary here. So I'm going to merge and center another cell in here, and this is going to be our summary of dietary restrictions. And then I'm going to say our different types here. So gluten-free, and here's where it's going to start to get fun. As soon as I press that equals on the keyboard, I'm starting a formula. And I want to now start to type in the word count. And as soon as I press the C button, you see that count has started. And all I now have to do is click back to our gluten-free, and we're going to select all of the cells that we just added the numbering to. And we're good to go. So if we take a look at this formula, I want to pause here and go through the components of a good formula. As we already discussed, everything is going to have an equal sign. If there's no equal sign, there's no formula. As soon as we start to type in this word, there's different words. The most common one is probably a sum formula, which in this case, if I put sum instead of the word count, it's going to add up all of the numbers that I have in this column here. And then what you see here is it's actually telling the system that we've navigated away from the master tab and we're in the gluten-free tab. So that's where we see this symbol here, gluten-free, and then we have a range of cells. So this is saying A2 through A194. And as soon as I press enter, a couple of more important things here. Open parentheses should always follow a word. And you can see as I'm clicking around this formula, it's giving me instructions right below. And then we should always close our formula with a close parenthesis sign. As soon as I press enter, it's going to tell me that there are 193 cells selected there. So I know for a fact that we have 193 gluten-free guests. Really quickly, just to go through that whole process one more time, I'm inserting a cell, I'm adding a count, I'm doing 1, 2, 3, I'm dragging that down for the rest of the rows. I'm going back to the master. I'm going to abbreviate this, equals count, open parenthesis, selecting just the rows that I want, close parenthesis, good to go. Let's do that one more time. And then I'm going to finish this out here and make sure that the final version is in the finalized version of the workbook for you to take a look at as well. So halal, we go in here, we're going to add one more in, making this our count, 1, 2, 3, select and drag, whoop, too far. Going back here, equals count, open parentheses, halal, and we're good to go. And lo and behold, we're starting to build our summary of exactly how many meals we will need for each of these different dietary restrictions. So I'm going to finish this out here. We're going to jump into pivot tables. But actually, before we do that, I want to just show one more formula, which is that sum formula. So now that we have 193, 23, and 35, say we wanted to summarize all of these meal selections into one number. Equals sum instead of count, open parentheses. I can select exactly the cells I want to sum or add up, close parentheses, and press enter. And now we know that all of these are equal 251 guests. So there's no reason if you're working in Excel to be doing any manual math. With sum formulas, count formulas, you name it, there's probably a quick and easy way that you'll be able to reassure yourself that your math is correct by using some of these formulas. We've gone through the components of those formulas, so making sure that you're closing out the formulas and opening them, that everything has an equal sign are super important steps as well. Last but not least on our docket is we're going to briefly talk about pivot tables just to go through the exercise, so stay tuned.